The struggles of being a part-time day trader. I'm a YouTuber, I'm a fisherman, I'm a travel the world, have fun kind of guy. And lately I've been a part-time day trader. I've been doing a lot more part-time trading than full-time day trading. And how has that affected me? How has that affected my psyche, my mental, my capital, all of that? How has that affected it? So it definitely weighs on me in the fact that I get FOMO, a lot of FOMO sometimes, because I see that I missed out on a massive move in the market where the market's going straight up. It's a beautiful trend day. There's lots of action, a huge move. I miss out on that day. And then I come back the next day and I end up finding a sideways, choppy, consolidating market. You have this it's just this momentous amount of FOMO of like missing out. Well, you already missed out, right? So you missed out the day before. Now it's a new day. You feel like you really got to hit it hard. You got to make as much money as possible. And you just end up doing really stupid things. And that's been one of my biggest problems lately. And, I wanted to make this video, to be honest with you guys. I really have not had like an insane amount of success over the last few weeks or months or whatever it is. In general, I feel like it's been a really kind of a roller coaster up and down. And the problem, the more and more that I kind of analyze and try to figure out like what is the issue here. The big issue for me is the emotion, right? The FOMO, the idea that like, oh, I missed out on a big day, so now I've got to go big today. Well, knowing that the market's going to consolidate. Today was a perfect example of that. The market went absolutely sideways. It went absolutely sideways. It didn't really give us any good setups, made a little bit of money, but in general, like it wasn't a home run type of day. And I look back at last week and I'm like, man, I missed so many home run days. But that's trading. And when you trade every single day, Monday through Friday, you're going to have days where it's going to consolidate and you're not going to be like, well, it's consolidating. I'll wait for a good setup. I'll wait for a good setup. I'll wait for a good day. You might not take a trade. And then the next day, okay, you got a good setup. You take a trade, you make some money. But the problem is when you miss out on those good days, it really does kind of create this FOMO that you're like, well, I've got to really show up. I got to blow up. I got to show up. And that's been, a big problem for me, trying to basically like make the money that I missed out on making, like mentally, I'm like, oh, yesterday the market went up. I would have made so much money. So then I'm like, today I got to go. And the market only goes up and then chops. And then, it's a battle. And it's hard to really stay focused, especially trading multiple accounts, trading different prop firms and all this stuff. And everything that I do, I'm not sitting here complaining and crying about it, but I'm just trying to kind of analyze and maybe explain to you guys where I'm at. I'm sure some of you relate to this, life, family, whatever it is. It gets in the way sometimes. And it's not that you don't want to have other things to do in life, but it's like, I think trading for me, the most success that I've ever had trading was when everything was very like structured and scheduled, if that makes sense. Like I kind of had a very clear plan of like what my day-to-day was. I'd wake up, I'd work out, I would trade, and then I'd be done for the day. And that was like a very clear kind of like, oh, this is what my plan is for the day. The problem is when I have days where I'm like, okay, I got no plans today. I didn't work out this morning. I got FOMO from last week, whatever it is. If I don't have the schedule, I don't have the plan, well, then it normally affects my actual trading as well. Because like today I traded until almost 1 o'clock and I very rarely ever trade till 1 o'clock. So again, it's like, wait. It's not just like the FOMO, the emotion. It's also just like, what else am I doing in my life currently to make sure that I'm, staying kind of in the right mindset? What am I doing to make sure that I optimize kind of my day-to-day so that I am able to really focus at 9 a.m. to make the money and then to kind of just walk away and be done. So I have to kind of look, at my life and be like, okay, what could I do differently? So I know there's things that I can do differently. I know I need to focus more on consistency, especially with Apex. You want to be consistent. You don't need, one big winner day, one big loser day, one big winner day. You really need to focus on consistency. And if you're trading with multiple accounts anyway, well, what's the point? Like you don't need to have like one, $10,000 day in every single account. You really need to just have like that $200, $300, $500 day, just doing that consistently. And that's been one of my problems. Yes, I will be truthful. I have not gotten an Apex payout. I talked about the day on the live stream. I haven't. I've seen other people doing it. I think Nutty Bar got one. I think Traded by Matt got one. People are getting payouts from Apex. Don't get me wrong. Millions of dollars are getting paid out from Apex. I personally have not gotten to that point. I got, I think, to like 7 to 8 days at one point, and I just went full tilt mode. The FOMO, the emotion, lost a little bit, tried to get it back, and then just, it was silly. It was very, very silly. So it's kind of going through this process, life, and just general, trying to figure out what can I do next. So when I really analyze it, you know, the emotion is a FOMO. Like, why am I getting FOMO? Like, why do I get FOMO about trading? Because I don't have a schedule, right? I don't really know exactly. Like, I'm kind of like up and down. Like, you know, maybe I trade on Monday, maybe I go fishing on Tuesday. I don't really have like a set schedule. So that definitely creates FOMO. It creates an emotion. It creates, you know, like this feeling that I have to make a certain amount of money because I didn't trade yesterday, that I have to trade, you know, I have to trade every day, every 10 days. I got to trade to get a payout. It can get tricky, especially gets very tricky with your overall, you know, mental state, trying to like always just like kind of analyze and think about like, okay, you know, I need 5 more days to get a payout. Oh, you know, I can't trade tomorrow. I can't trade the day after. What am I going to do? And then you end up doing something stupid and you're in the wrong spot, like mentally. And today was kind of a perfect example of that. I was able to stay green on the day, no problem there. But I also was like, damn, like price action today is terrible. Like it's just going sideways. This is what I expected anyway with the CPI report stuff coming out, you know, later in the week and all that. So it wasn't that I wasn't expecting it. It's just like, damn, I missed out on, you know, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday of last week. And today, the market is not doing anything. It's just going sideways. So now what am I going to do? Today, I'm not trading. I'm going fishing. I'm traveling, whatever it is. Like, don't try to trade when you know you can't trade under the right conditions. Just because you feel like you have to put a trade in. So that's a very real emotion. And obviously, I'm kind of going through that right now. And it's like, I got to just be okay with not trading. Like, that's really what it comes down to, I think. Is like, I got to be okay with missing a day. I got to be okay with that. And then not let that emotion spill over into my actual trading. So right now, that's what I'm going through, trying to share with you guys kind of the ups, the downs of trading, life in general. Yeah, I think that's pretty much this. It sums it up. What is the moral of the story? You gotta be able to just kind of set a schedule, to look at the data, to look at your overall kind of setups and be like, okay, when is my best time to trade? Okay, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That's what I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna trade the first 2 hours, whatever it is. I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna be done. If I don't trade the first 2 hours, it's okay. It don't matter, right? It's totally fine if you miss out on a day, if you don't trade a day, whatever it is, totally fine to do that. So again, it's like the emotion, the mental, just got to get to that point where I'm okay accepting that I didn't trade, or I'm accepting that I missed out on a big move, because guess what? There's going to be more moves to come. Many, many more moves to come, my friends. So there it is. Just a little bit of truth, a little bit about my life currently, emotion, the battle, the FOMO, and all that fun stuff. So if you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe button, you know what to do. I'll talk to you guys later on.